Alright, Hoopers, today we're going to be doing a super early 2023 mock draft. Since the 2022 one did so well, I thought I'd get in on the early 2023 one, and yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm just going to be doing top 10 picks for now, and then as the season goes on, I'll probably do another one and then a one right before the draft for next year. But let's jump right into it. With the first overall pick in 2023, I have Victor Wembanyama coming out of France. This guy has crazy potential. A 7'2" height with a 7'8" wingspan, can shoot the ball and can move like a guard. The only thing I've seen struggle in his game maybe is his defensive potential, but I feel like as he grows into his frame, he'll start to pick this up a lot better. He's being compared here to Kristaps, but on another level. I'd give him this comparison, but I feel like if he comes and lives out his potential, he will be a lot better than Kristaps, a lot more mobile. Kind of like, I don't want to say Kevin Durant, but like, I don't know, it's just, he's sort of a new wave of player. I feel like he'll be the first of his kind. He'll be almost the perfected version of Kristaps coming in. Now at number 2, I'm pretty sure so far these are the consensus 1 and 2 guys. Scoot Henderson, this kid is insane. I was literally just watching his highlights before I started recording this video. He's 17, I believe, or he might have just turned 18, but still super young. He's got crazy bounce. He's got an elite perimeter game. He's athletic. He plays kind of like a Westbrook from what I've seen. Super fast, super high energy, super high pace, gives it all out there on the floor, night in, night out. 6'3" guard. The only thing we're seeing is maybe on the defensive end he's struggled, but that could be because he's playing against older competition. As I said, he's only 17, so the sky's really the limit for him. I really could see him becoming one of the best guards in the league at some point in the near future. Now at number 3 is where I'm going to switch it up a bit. At number 3 I have Derrick Whitehead going. NBA Draft Room has Nick Smith, but I'm going to go ahead with Derrick Whitehead simply because I've been following him for a while, and he's your prototypical wing, 6'4.5" it says here he's stood at, with a 6'9" wingspan. I think he might have to grow a bit in his college season if he wants to be that sort of perfected wing player, but he's great on both sides of the court. He's smooth, athletic. He can also distribute pretty well from what I've seen as well, and I've just been following him for ages, and he's committed to Duke. I'm very interested to see what he can do next year. He's kind of like a Bradley Beal, but he can dish it out, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've got Derrick Whitehead going number 3. Now we're messing the system up a bit more with this pick. Going number 4, I have Dillon Mitchell now. Draft Room has him going 10. I'm super high on this guy. I've been following him for a while. He's got crazy athleticism. He's got good movement in his body. He can move. I don't know how he moves the way he moves in the air, but he does. 6'7". He can do it on both ends of the ball. He can shoot. He's almost, I want to say, one of the most complete players in this draft. Just the way he moves and does everything. But I feel like the only issue with him is consistency and how his game will translate. I feel like that's another problem. I see a lot of people sort of criticising his mid-range and his outside shooting, but from what I've seen of it, it's not too bad. We'll have to see how he does on the NCAA stage. But I feel like that's just part of his problem with having his game translate. But yeah, I have Dillon Mitchell going 5. he can also create as well, which for a wing is kind of a bit of a plus on his end. At 5, I have shooting guard Nick Smith. He's literally like James Harden V2. He can score in every single way possible. He's comfortable with the ball in his hands. He can make it move. He can create for others as well. He's quick. He's talented. He doesn't have that burst or that sort of switch in energy that some of the guards do, but he's quick, he's crafty, he's pretty big for his size. He's 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan. He needs to work on his defense a little bit. He's got very nice shooting, and his skill set as a whole, he reminds me of like a Sharif Cooper from high school when he was playing. Let's just hope his game translate. He's gonna be one of the most exciting players on the NCAA stage, and I can see him having the potential to be a top 2 pick even by the end of next year. So we'll have to see where that goes for him. At pick 6, I have Anthony Black. He's a 6'7" point guard, kind of like a Ben Simmons frame. He's tall, 6'7". He can shoot the ball. He can move pretty comfortably with the ball in his hand. He's a great ball handler. He can run at offense. That's the key thing with him, why I compare him sort of to a bit of a Ben Simmons or like a Josh Giddey from a recent memory. He's not super athletic, but he can get up there when he needs to. He's very fundamental. He's very to the skill of the game rather than the fancy stuff. He can pass, he can rebound, he can do it all on the defensive end too for his size. If he can develop his frame and develop sort of like his movement a little bit better, he's very quick for his height as well. So if he can develop his movement, he could also sneak into the top 5 next year. And he's a very, like when you watch him play, he has very fundamental games and very entertaining to watch. So yeah, I'm excited to see him on the NCAA stage next season. At number 7, I have Keonta George. He's a 6'5" guard, big, strong, smooth athlete, very fast, explosive, and sort of that sort of dynamic there of the size and the quickness and the strength really has been his sort of selling point so far. He can score at will, he can shoot the ball, he has a smooth jumper. He's very crafty with the ball in his hands. He can get the ball into the hoop and he can explode at the rim too. I feel like his game is still slightly raw, but you can see the shiftiness and the movements in his game. He does look a lot like D'Angelo Russell did back at this level. So if he can continue to develop sort of his fundamentals, his guard skills, depending on where he's going to be playing, what position next season, he also has the potential to go top 5. So it'd be interesting to see what he does for Baylor next season. He probably is the prospect on this list that I have the least knowledge about, but we'll see where he gets and how he goes with Baylor next season. At number 8, I have Umar Thompson. I've been watching a lot of his and his brother's highlights recently. He's 6'7". He can play either guard position. He's strong, athletic, quick. If you watch his game, he can score the ball and he's very explosive too. He's got a 6'11" wingspan, can do it on both sides of the floor. He's one of your prototypical wings. Athletic, can score and can defend when needs to. I feel like his only issue is his frame and how well he's going to fit that, but that's not really a major concern for him right now. It's more about what he does at the next level to see where he sort of goes from there. He's a player who can fit into any system as well. I feel like in the NBA, when you're that 2 or that 3 that can defend and shoot, you'll fit in anywhere. So it'd be nice to see what he does at the next level. Number 9, we've got Jarvis Walker, 6'8" forward. He's big, he's strong, your stereotypical your stereotypical 3 or 4. He can shoot. He's very good for a modern day 4. He can play the small ball 5 if he needs to. He can handle the ball. He can move. For his big frame, he can get in and out quickly. He reminds me sort of like a sort of compacted Giannis, bit smaller on both the height and the frame, but he has that oomph, that energy boost that can just explode whenever he has to. Again, these last 3 guys I don't really know too much about, but from what I'm seeing from him, this is where I place him on the list. And finally, at number 10, we're going to go with the 7'1" centre Derrick Lively. He's 7'8" wingspan. He can protect the rim and is huge on the defensive end. He can shoot the ball. He can jump shot. He's great on his offensive side. He's got a bit of that Jokic passing in him as well. So we're seeing with a lot of these bigger men, they're coming in and they can pass the ball at an elite level. He can fly across the rim. He's got force in the paint. His frame is a little bit of a concern, not major, but he's not the biggest of bigs. I feel like as he obviously goes on his journey through the NCAA and stuff, if that's where he's heading, by the time he's NBA ready, he'll have the strength and everything to mess with the big fives. So yeah, he's more of a defensive guy, but he's almost like a 3-and-D big, if that makes sense. And he's got the mobility and the passing skills as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how his career pans out for him. And that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if not already. All my links are in the description down below. And peace.